Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life.
That'll be totally broken.
It didn't have a case either. Hats?
Oh, are you kidding?
No.
Oh, hello. I'm in.
You're in. There you go.
Are you genuinely started? Oh, you've just dropped everything. I'm just about to drop something too.
These pants are shit.
This is why you don't start
Oh well.
until people are ready to start.
Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, what is going on? We're going to disappoint people again. I look really quiet. Am I the bottom or the top?
You're definitely a bottom.
If I am the bottom, I look quiet. Does that mean I'm quiet?
Maybe.
All right, let me try and fix that.
Speak up.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll turn you up. All right, what's going on?
Well, we're going to disappoint people again because we did have a guest, and that we told everybody about last week, and then I don't know what happened.
Well, they are in Fiji, so
no.
that's now booked. That's now booked for a couple of weeks.
Okay,
we got one booked for next week.
Okay,
so it's Hats and Brendo again.
Sorry, disappointing. A big sigh all round.
Brendo and Hats, Brendo and Hats. No, that doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Doesn't.
No.
Do you want to talk about your tweet?
Which one?
I don't know. One of your great ones.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go off the one I did today, right? So
this is okay. I'm just going to big this up because this is probably your best ever tweet.
What?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say.
I don't know if we're thinking about the same tweet.
You think you've got two potential good ones?
So, you mean the one about people
about
in dire
seeing.
straits? Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'll read it. Right.
Go
So I said, obviously, working in a library, I see this fairly. I guess we see it first, or I think we do, or one of the firsts. Okay, so it said long-term residents having to move because they can't afford rent increases. More homeless people coming into work than ever before. Some now sleeping outside, and that's a fact. That's happening now. Huge increase in requests for local counselling services, and that happened today.
Sorry, can I just... So you still going?
Tell me again how fiat is superior to Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a great tweet.
Thank you, Hats.
No, but okay.
Hey, there it is.
No, it's not bad. No, it's a great tweet. What can I tell you? It's a good tweet. It's... I mean, I don't fully accept that we see it first, but I think lots of people see it first. I reckon you just have to be aware and looking.
No, but
you will be seeing it.
Yeah, but public libraries we are generally the place for not the unfortunate, but people that don't have necessarily.
I go to the public library.
Have the means to access services and information that others in a better position can.
Have you ever mentioned how we met? Ever at the very first time?
Yeah, and I don't remember it.
Oh, okay.
You've
done it on here.
I don't know. You tell it. I don't think we have.
So I was the what did you just call us? The less fortunate or whatever.
The less fortunate.
I was the less fortunate when I first moved here, and I didn't have any electricity. I didn't have a house. I didn't have anything. I didn't have internet. So
and you pushed.
I came in a library.
Wheeled your trolley in.
Wheeled me. Don't laugh. That's not good. But wheeled my trolley in, and and I went. Yeah. Anyway, I had to get a library card, and to get a library card, I had to have a strange second name. And I thought I had to, so I started spelling it, and you said on the other side of the counter, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I got that. I'm pretty clever." You have no remember this, no?
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah, and you thought this guy's good.
Yeah, I did, and it's been disappointing. Oh, it's been downhill ever since. It's but yeah.
No, but yeah. So
can I ask a question based on your tweet? You said counselling services. Are you like a referral point for counselling services?
Not necessarily, but as a I guess a place for people to access information or find out about services or whatnot else when they don't know.
If they just don't know what to do,
where to go. Yeah, historically they'll go to a library. Yeah. So I had a lady come up to me and just say, can you recommend me a counsellor or someone?
Maybe it was you particularly. Maybe she was like, shit, that guy's had to see somebody.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, this isn't a joking matter. Sorry, I'm just trying to line up.
That's all good. And we can't say go and see Joe Bloggs over this guy.
Yeah,
but we do refer them. We do certainly have I guess a bank of information for different reasons, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of referred her to a few different options, and yeah, she was basically
is this today or
today, literally it which prompted the tweet.
Okay.
And as people often do, they're desperate for someone to kind of connect with or talk to. So she started kind of unloading on me about how she's got no one to talk to, and they have to move, and all this stuff. And I'm just like,
there's a family involved and stuff. Is that
family involved, all that kind of stuff. And it's just, I mean, it's tragic.
It is. Yeah, it is. I saw a guy,
and it's just the beginning. That's the other thing.
Well,
just the beginning.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think it's the visual beginning. Like, I think people have been struggling at home, and now they're maybe losing their home. Yep. So the struggle is absolutely real for people in their house, but it's like, you've no idea what's going on. Yep. I saw a guy the other night. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. He literally had a blow up, like, double mattress on the main street outside the bank.
Oh, I've seen that. We walked past it on the Friday night.
Right.
Yeah, like almost tent style. Where
like literally, you see these, you hear these stories about, San Francisco or whatever, but we live in a small place. Yeah. And I've been here 10 years, and yes, at the beginning of that, there were homeless people, but I would say very few. Certainly not very visible homeless 10 years ago, and now it is extremely visible, to the point where, a man has blown up bed and parked outside the bank on the main street and is living there now. Yeah. Like, that's awful.
Yeah. And they've got nowhere else to go. Like, I mean, even talking about the guy that's now camped out, he's right at our kind of back access door for staff. Really? And he's a regular, right? So he comes in all the time. He's always been struggling with this, that, and the other. He's been kicked out of his house. He's got substance abuse issues, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely harmless, but he's now out. He's not to laugh about it, but he is wheeling. He's got everything in a trolley. He's got a sleeping bag.
His whole life, possessions.
Everything. Yeah, he's got like a sandwich press. I don't know where the hell he's plugging it in for power and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, he can't. Like, we don't know what to do. Like, he can't stay there like long term. But we're remiss to kind of move him on, because where's he going to go?
Where are you moving him to?
Where's he going to go?
Once I watched the police drive past, I just watched the police drive straight past this guy, and I'm thinking, well, my first thought is, do your job. That's my go help them, like, go be the police. But then I'm sort of thinking, well, what do they do? What are they expected?
They're going
to
to say
do?
You can't be here, and then
move them to some other bank's doorway that's got a heater outside.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that kind of idea of if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. So we could very easily say to this guy, look, you can't be here, go. Yeah. But where's he going to go?
Yeah. And I'm just sort of thinking of maybe anybody that's listening to this going, oh my God, these guys, they've never seen the real world. Like, this has been happening for years. Yes, I know. But we're just talking about our own experience in a little town, in a very wealthy country, in a very nice little town, in a wealthy country. So we are super privileged. I get that completely, but now we're seeing it, just openly. So if we're seeing it, everybody's seeing it, right? Or certainly anybody that's, and not necessarily everybody's going to understand why they're seeing it. They're not. Most people are not thinking of, it's called because of the central bank printing, right? Nobody's having that thought process. Very few people, but people are now. It's now visible for people, and they'll be starting to go, well, why? Why is that happening now? And people are already starting, well, why are rents going the way they're going, or why is my electricity bill just gone up 40%, or why? Why? And like, for example, I mentioned this before, and I said it's very hard to describe a graph on a podcast, but I'm going to try. So it was
Northman Trader, is that the one? Yeah.
Well, then I've lost it again. I always do that.
Sorry, while you're looking, was he anti-Bitcoin and he's come around recently?
I don't know that he's particularly a huge. He's certainly not. I wouldn't consider him a maxi. He's just a macro analyst.
Oh, okay. But I feel like he's
softening. More, I think everybody does. Once you start looking, you start to try and pick holes. Well, the intellectually honest ones do. They start to try and pick holes in it, and then they go, oh, well, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to. So over time, your position softens, and eventually you become,
Yeah.
you know,
One of us.
well, yeah,
One of
that's
us.
it, right? That's it. But it was just like consumer loans, credit cards, and other revolving plans. All commercial banks, and 2 lines. Consumer loans, 1 line, and the personal savings rate, another line. And it's like a wedge of cheese. If you can think of that shape, just like one line's going up and one line's going flat.
Yeah.
There is this complete correction in the COVID time because there was that stimulus money hit people, and so obviously the personal savings looked like it's gone massively higher because it did, because people got all this so-called free
Stimulus,
money.
and they were holding onto it. You mean?
Well,
Or-
somewhere. But then if you look at it coming back, so some did. But
Yeah.
if you look at the line coming back down, they didn't hold it for long. But now the savings rate has now gone to lower at the lowest point in, what would that go back to, 2013? So personal savings. This is US, of course, but it'll be reflective of it. In fact, in some ways it could be a lot worse in other places. But so the savings rate has now gone lower than it was in 2013, personal savings rate, and the credit card and revolving debt is now higher than it's ever been.
So break that down for me. What does that mean?
It means that people have a lot of debt and not a lot of money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that to be. I'm not trying to be patronising there. Like
No,
that's
no.
what it means. So,
But it's worse now than it's been
yes.
since
Well,
2013.
that goes
or-
back to 13.
Yeah.
And yeah, when the debt number, I don't know about the savings. I mean, in real numbers, the savings number may be higher than it was. The actual number, like let's say you had $500 before when your savings, and now you have 550 7 years later. Yes, that number in real time, it's a higher number. But if the debt is going not exponential, but a straight, basically a straight line, not going a straight line up, a wedge line up, then you don't come back from that. Bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is where it comes.
Man, we have started positive, haven't we?
This
on this one.
is a hoot. This one.
Yeah.
You got anything good?
Uh,
We'll try and find something positive then.
oh, do you want to talk about our little back and forth?
Yeah, this is funny.
Right. So
You can tell this.
Hats and I, for whatever reason, think that each other owes the other $50.
I owe you $50.
I know.
So let's start there.
Yeah.
Hang on, I need to take my jacket off because it's going rustle, and it's probably annoying.
Oh yeah, like a Camilla,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, just like Camilla.
just like Camilla.
Hi, Camilla.
So anyway, we are stubborn fucks, I would say.
Yep.
Probably as
Equally, actually, because quite
I
interesting.
think so. Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
I thought you'd cave.
I
straight
don't
away.
like taking money from people, especially.
Well, you've spoken about this. You're having debt and stuff. You spoke about that,
especially shitty fiat.
and especially from me. You don't. I thought you were-
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway, so Hats tried to give me back $50 last week, I think, on this pod, or was that with Merrick? Maybe before Merrick, I think it was.
So we'll talk about that.
We will. So, he tried to give it back to me, and I kept pushing it back to him. And this is all before we started this pod that we were on for someone else. And so I'm like, right, yeah, well, I'll put the $50 on my side of the table, and we'll do the pod. And then I managed to, in this beautiful garage,
Oh, it's a special one.
hide the $50 in a box. And I don't know how long it took you to find.
Ages.
Did it?
Yeah, it took me
You
ages.
kept kept looking,
Well, I got to the point where like, is he not left it?
and he's
And
pretended.
he's telling me just that's really annoying.
That would have been good though.
Yeah, but actually now thinking about it, double bluff. But eventually I did find the $50 in a box. So I'll go on to this. It was, I don't know what time you left here, but
10:30 maybe.
Yeah, really, right. So it was a while after I found it, and then I was just going, I was sort of thinking, well, what can I do? And how can I just return it? But eventually, like, I'm a late guy, and eventually it was at 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and I went, I just take it to his house. And I'm thinking, so I'm just got a hoodie on or whatever, and I thought, well, I'll just walk round. I just walk. It's not
Did you actually walked?
Yeah, I walked. Yeah, I was hammered.
Oh yeah.
So I wrote buy Bitcoin, put a little kiss on it, and walked to your house. The hoodie and stuff. Thinking, oh God, if any of the neighbours at the top of the hill see me with this, they're gonna, the police will be coming. Anyway, whatever. I tucked into your windscreen wiper, and just left. Just left.
Well, and you prop the windscreen wiper up.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
well, I thought if I didn't leave it, I thought you'd probably miss it, and it would just blow off into the distance, and you'd never believe that I did it, right?
Or the other thing is, I'd never say anything, and you'd be like, "Did you get it? Did you get it?"
Yeah, true. So anyway, I got this picture. Oh no, you tweeted that thing or something.
Yeah, I tweeted. So it was. I basically came out to the car, and firstly, I noticed the windshield wiper was up, and I just thought, that's weird. Why would someone in my tiny quiet street,
this lovely top of the hill street,
do one windshield wiper up? And then as I got closer, I just saw this little flag of a $50 note.
I did wonder, like $50. Yeah, anyway.
And I went, "Oh, you prick!" And then I walked around and I saw that it said "Buy Bitcoin." And I thought that was cool.
So then what happened?
So then,
what happened to me today?
Okay, so I concocted a.
You're gonna get fired for this.
No, not if I explain it properly and carefully.
Okay.
So I concocted a basically a fake parking ticket violation from a local authority. Just basically saying, on this date you were caught. What?
No, go on.
Yeah, you were caught double parked in this street on this time, which he didn't pick up on, but it was mutually
you knew I'd
significant.
Been there. Yeah.
So I knew it, and I was going for credibility here.
I was going to post it back. I was going to reply on Twitter. It's got my name, it's got my address, it's got my
exactly
a car registration or something. I don't know what was on there.
And then anyway, so I put that and put it in a really official envelope and tucked the $50 in. So the idea was he was going to pull it out and just shit himself. And then find the thing. I did sign it Bitcoin Brendo.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but I also
got the website in there too.
Yeah, I did. I put the please go to our website for more information, bitcoin-first.com. And I also said, something about if you would like to appeal this, please contact Alan Island.
Is that a person?
I got that. Remember, episodes ago, we were talking about the island analogy with Alan. You didn't get that.
No, I didn't get that.
And the reference number was like something. I had 69.
420.
No, I had 6.15, 420, 69. Just to,
I saw there's something in that. I couldn't quite work out what they all were, but
I put a lot of effort into this.
That's funny. The Alan. Okay.
So now the $50 is with you, Hats.
It is. So okay, it is. I'll have to think about it. I was. Do you know? My first thought was I'm going to get it framed, put up in. This is good. But come how long we're going now? Nothing to tell you guys. I get it framed up, and just like with a little plaque on it that says, "In an emergency, this will do fucking nothing." Right?
That's gold.
Yeah, and just put it in the pod wall.
That's gold.
Yeah, we should do that. Something like that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, okay. We'll just have this. Unless you want your $50.
No, I don't want it. It's not my $50. It's yours.
I'm just my last question on it is: did you post that?
No.
Oh, did you just put it in a letterbox?
I did put it in your letterbox.
Right, tight ass.
I could have.
How many is that? It's 45 sats you saved or something.
You still wouldn't have paid for it though.
Oh, true, because your work were paying for the whole thing. Yeah.
Not my work. A local authority.
Some local authority somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not dodgy. Come on.
No, it was very funny. I had 3 reactions. My first one was, fuck.
Did you?
Well, what did I told you? I told you what my 3 reactions were, and then I went, why would they give me money? Like,
and buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, but this is before. So this is just an thing. Yeah. So I saw the logos and stuff. Right? Why would they give me money? No, at first I was like, oh shit, and then I went, why would they give me any money? And then I just pissed myself laughing on my doorstep, which is quite amusing. So that's a bit more positive, I guess.
Yeah, that is good. Okay, Bush Bash.
Yeah, we're a bit fraudy talking about the Bush Bash because we didn't go.
Well, we can talk about it, like just to tell people that it sounded like everyone had a blast there.
Good.
Super jealous. I saw a picture of Daz today. Did you find that? Daz today playing guitar, looking right into it, and yellow. ICO offender. Is that what you just
said? This, but is he an Aussie?
I'm assuming he is.
Can somebody confirm that for us?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yellow, are you Australian? He follows me. I'm guessing he follows you.
I don't know. I don't really.
I don't know. I've got so many.
No, I don't not like that. I just mean I don't know.
I don't follow. I don't check on my fans.
Yeah. You're an idiot. Yeah. So I want to know, if that would be cool if Yellow's an Aussie.
Well, it's either that or they've pretended and got some other similar looking.
So was Daz singing or something? What was happening?
Remember, he was considering taking the guitar, so he must have. It's a great photo because Daz looks like he's
I've not seen it.
right
Where was
into
on the
it,
Bush?
or he's in the midst of an orgasm. I can't tell which.
You know his orgasm face. So
Yes. Good answer.
yeah, somebody tell us about that.
About what? Oh, of
About
yellows.
whether-
Yeah.
But no, back to the Bush Bash. If you go,
Hey, here it is. Future boyfriend. That's from Aussie. You know.
it's famous for
Oh, sorry. That's definitely yellow. The puppet has Daz's
Oh,
face.
yeah. That's funny. So that's funny.
Oh, look, my screensaver's on.
Oh yeah, do you want me to tell?
What
them?
does your MacBook say?
It cost me 4,000 sats.
Yeah.
It sounds so. There was a post from the Bush Bash.
Mhm.
I don't even know who monitors the Bush Bash account, which is good. Like I could
We
have
have
an
an idea,
guess,
yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a thread of about maybe 10 posts based on all the speakers and everything.
Yeah.
Really good thread, and there's links through to. There is a group as well, so I think the presentations are up within the group. I haven't looked yet. I will.
Yeah, there is on the
But,
Telegram one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't actually realise Daz was presenting. He probably told me, but I forgot. And Brisket as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Pete made the journey from Perth, which is
Yep.
pretty incredible.
He's got a camper van or something, I think.
He didn't drive, did he?
I don't know. I keep
No, he must have
Well, I see
driven from Perth. to
pics.
Japan. That's the-
People do.
Like, if you did, Pete, I'll sponsor you, mate. Well, like,
Yeah.
what's going on? That's really cool. Well, no, I've never met Pete, but like, he's a good solid Bitcoiner, and he's a good post and stuff. But that's incredible for somebody to make that journey.
Yeah,
that length of a journey.
And the better news is that means we're, that little bit closer to Murrurundi.
Yeah, and I think the numbers were double as well at UPenn, which is
Double what?
gradually and suddenly that was compared to last UPenn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is cool. Yeah, and yes, we're closer to Murra, and you just told me you've taken time off work,
Yes.
so you're definitely there. Cool.
And so will you be.
Yeah. Well.
I ain't going without you, pal.
Okay.
Holiday Road.
Look at these numbers. This is wild. So I'm just going to give you. This is CPI rates, as we all know, not the most accurate numbers to follow in the world, but there's quite a lot of countries here. But Eurozone, we'll just go Eurozone, 8.6%. Australia.
This is the official.
This is current July
disclosed
CPI
ones.
disclosed numbers. Yes, so this is So hang on. Well, where's Australia? Where's Australia?
It'll be 6.
6.1.
Yep.
Let's start near the. I'll start near the bottom. So China 2.5. Australia 6.1. I'm just going to pick a few. New Zealand 7.3. Germany 7.6. Where we're going next? Italy, interesting, only 8. Canada 8. Where did I've lost it already? 8.1.
Japan? Have you done Japan?
There's a big long list, mate. I'm trying to look. If I find it, I'll shout it out. Ireland 9.1. We'll talk about that maybe. US 9.1. UK 9.4. Russia 15.9. And then the top end is Argentina at 64, Turkey at 78.6, and Venezuela at 167%. So think of, I mean, actually the majority of our listeners listen from the States.
Yeah.
Interestingly.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Oh, really? Not Australia?
no, it's well, I can double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's States. Just because the market's so
Yeah,
bigger, right?
yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, so think of how we feel, how we think it impacting us personally at 6.1% compared to somebody from the US who are currently 9.1% to compared to someone in the UK at 9.4%. Now, I know there are people listening to this for other places, but they're the three kind of main markets people listen to us from. So even just in the ones we know, and then think about, like a FA or something at 78.6% in Turkey. Like, well, that's just, all right.
How can you
Well, you do
function day to day? Like, you just got to be thinking about it. You can't. That's the thing. You can't think about your daily family life and all that kind of stuff because you're worried about the cost of living.
So there's a thing that's quite, I hadn't really considered this all that much, but if you historically, I don't mean Turkey, I'm not talking about Turkey, but if you, wherever you are, historically have lived closer to the breadline, or inflationary events are quite more common in your country, you're better prepared to cope with it.
Why? Because you've experienced
like
it
if you
many
lived in
times
Argentina
before.
and you've seen your currency devaluation 3 times in your lifetime, you'll be like, well, it's not good, but life goes on, and this
is what we did last time.
Yeah,
so
it's that kind of thing.
Okay.
But if you live in, a UK, Australia, or America, that's not been the case for you.
Yeah.
And you've lived this privileged lifestyle for your whole life that you remember, all your memories, and then that is going to be what's wiped away. I think it's actually more damaging. It's the same damaging, but in terms of the change, it's more damaging for people who have had and then have it ripped away from them. I don't mean that's any less bad for people who are getting it hit first, not at all.
No.
But I just mean in terms of I think they are more equipped to cope with it because they understand it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas we are not ready for it.
I was thinking the other day, Bitcoiners, libertarians, with all this kind of COVID stuff and government police overreach, right? And
Sorry, Japan 2.4%, but there's a whole other. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. There's real pushback against government intervention, police kind of not brutality, but brutality and overreach and enforcing, whatever laws.
All sorts of crazy.
Yeah. So how does that I don't see how that can get any better, and in fact it will get so much worse when desperate people are forced to do desperate things. So the ones that are like, you look at the protests, was it Sri Lanka or anywhere?
Pick a country, yeah.
Pick a country. Like, we're going negative again, but like it's just dire.
Yeah, it's. Well, I think what you're going to get is in countries where they have where they have the ability to print their own currency. Eventually, this tightening can only go for so long, unless you want constant depression and whatever. Like politicians, eventually it becomes politically untenable to. Is that the right word? Untenable? Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of. To just carry on down that path. So they will spend, but when the point when they spend, I think that what they're going to do is a lot of the spending will be within the public sector, right? Like they'll throw money at nurses. I'm not knocking a nurse here, but they'll throw money at nurses. They'll throw money at policing. They'll throw money, but if they throw money at people who are currently committing what other folks consider to be an overreach, that overreach can only get worse, right? Mm-hmm. And then what you get on the other side of the equation is the people who don't like that overreach reacting in a really, what would you say, volatile way.
Yeah. So
it's not nice to think about. But how else do you think about it? How is there is a future where things are better, but I don't see any way of getting from here to there without some real carnage everywhere.
A collapse.
Right, and it's like, we're not wishing for, well, I'm certainly not wishing for that. I'm not wishing for Bitcoin to go to the moon just so the world collapses.
No.
The best thing, I've said this before, but I think the best thing that could happen is a really slow, gradual rise, sustainable rise in the price of Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
And then people will see that it becomes stable, but it's not. That's my pipe dream. That's not.
Okay, well, how likely do you think that is over like a bang moonshot?
How likely is that? I would say no percent. I don't think it's an.
So you think just kind of a out of the blue explosive run?
Yeah,
is more likely.
No, no. I think what we're going to get is whiplash, right? We're going to get something going. Tightening will cause something to. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, what's going to break?" And I'm a little bit like, well, look around you. Everything is broken, but everything is broken. But it's kind of okay. Like nobody's sort of.
Well, as you said before, it's becoming more visible. Yeah,
but there's no like layman moment or something. There's no like crazy contagion happened yet anywhere.
Yeah.
Or you could argue that it's happening all the time, but there's no like single event that is just frightening the hell out of people yet, or certainly frightening the hell out of a central bank.
Yeah.
So, but when there is one, they're going to react, and the reaction is going to. It can only be like if they react in we'll print $1 million. That does nothing. So you have to go like double the last print or something along those lines to make it even have a impact.
Yeah.
So what they'll do, they'll overreacted this way, and then they'll overreact that way, and then I think they'll just keep overreacting until they are not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
And so what that means is, if you're talking about Bitcoin, in my opinion, is that Bitcoin will go flying up and it'll come flying back down, and it'll go flying up and it'll come flying. And I think in some ways the volatility might get worse than it's been. But if you look at the most interesting chart that I think anybody should understand is what gold did during Weimar.
Okay.
Because if you had held gold, because everybody goes, well, if you'd held the gold against the Weimar mark, you're a millionaire, billionaire, whatever heir you wanted to be. But that's not true. If you'd had any sort of leverage on that gold, you'd have been wiped out 10 times, more than 10 times.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it did. It was whipped up, it whipped back, it whipped up, it whipped back, and till the point eventually went flying and the currency collapsed.
Yeah.
So
you see a similar.
Well, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I think, yes, that's what I think. So the lesson in there for any, and this comes back to being, it's boring to say, whatever, but do not use any form of leverage on your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Don't overextend yourself, because there are going to be periods where Bitcoin is down. If you're a forced seller when Bitcoin is down, doesn't matter how good a Bitcoiner you are right now, you're going to be wiped out. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. Like that's as positive as I can possibly be on that. It's just my opinion. Everybody else comes on and gives us theirs. I don't mind.
All right. What other positive thing can we start with and then just drive into the grave?
Oh yeah, okay. So somebody won 1.28 billion on the lottery, whatever that's called, the Powerball or the something ball. I don't care. But there's it's a big amount.
1.8 million.
Billion.
Oh, what?
Yes, apparently somebody won $1.8 billion in the lottery, which seems excessive, right?
I don't. Is that made up?
I
didn't even know there was ever anything that high.
No, I didn't either. I think but I think it's the biggest lottery win there's ever been. Funnily enough, but the tax on it was 433.7 million. The tax on the winnings, right? So
I thought lottos.
This is my tweet of the week because I love it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
No, please go on.
I thought lottery wins were like tax free, like gambling. I was surprised, like sports bet, all these online in Australia.
Jurisdictional. I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay.
So, but the tweet is it was a screen grab from Forbes. So winner of 1.28 billion lottery gets 433.7 million after. Oh no, excuse me. Gets 433.7 million after tax. That wasn't the tax bill. That's what excuse me. Yeah, I'm wrong. The tax is even worse. The tax is like 800 million on a 1.28 billion. That's mental. I didn't.
What?
God.
Where is this in the States?
It was Power. I saw a headline. I don't know.
Doesn't say.
Powerball.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's I don't know. But
Gatorade.
anyway, the tweet is so essentially the government won the lottery.
Yeah,
and that's what happened, right? So it's just a tax.
That's crazy.
The lottery just a tax. But casually, Greg. Thanks, man.
I find that actually interesting. Is gambling illegal in the US unless it's in casinos or like Las Vegas, all those kind of places you can, but I don't know that you can bet. There's no like sports betting and stuff. Or am I wrong?
No, I don't. I think you're right. I think online gambling is definitely much more tightly regulated. There may be different states. I don't know, but yeah, compared to here, which is like gambling on every corner.
Yeah,
every pub has bookies in it, and
it's become with football and stuff, it's like sports bet and those things have become the new cigarette advertising, like destructive and anyway.
But I mean the gambling issue in Australia is so off the charts. It's never going to be fixed because the tax is so huge that there's no incentive for any government from either colour to ever try and fix that.
Well, it's like look at any club now or pub, RSL. They've got lines and lines of poker machines because the revenue that they derive
much more than the food or the
huge,
drink.
Huge. So no club wants to have them lost, and they'll say, "Oh, we'll stop sponsoring." And this has been a thing for years.
Yeah.
We'll have to stop sponsoring, your kids' soccer team if you take our pokies away. But meanwhile, like I remember years ago, I said this to someone recently. Actually, I remember I had to go to a RSL club or something for a seminar or something at like 10 a.m. and there's already guys in there on the beers, on the pokies, tapping away. It's just like, that's sad. Oh, done it again. It's like super sad. The saddest. There's a title, the saddest ep ever.
I know, but I mean, it's yeah. I mean, but ultimately, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be the guy running the business with 100 pokies, just making people's lives sad, right? And I'm sure you don't want to be that guy either. But are they just giving people what they want, and ultimately the person making the decision on nobody's forcing you? Well, they are addictive, I understand that, but so it's maybe you could argue that it's addicts that are doing it, not just people. But you could definitely argue that. But nobody's forcing you to do it. So ultimately you're the problem. The person pressing the button is the problem.
Yeah. Yes, but then a pub owner, the incentive is so great to actually, who wants to make a crust and earn enough for their family and then some.
Yeah.
Why would they not? Like, not everyone has the moral kind of compass to go, oh, this isn't right.
So here's how Bitcoin fixes this.
How?
Right, because I was trying to think, go on, Brendo, fix gambling in Australia, because I just don't. But so as people get less and less secure in their money, they start to do more and more risky things to try, and because people don't want to give up their standard of living. So what they'll do is, like, I don't know, I'll just have a little gamble on the horses, or I'll invest in something, or I'll go for a penny stock, or I'll like to try and maintain this life, or even exceed the life that they currently have. If you then have a thing that if you hold it, you feel like you're going to be better off in the future, why would you ever spend money on gambling?
Yeah.
You would spend money on things you genuinely wanted, but everything else you'd be hanging on to.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin fixes gambling as well.
It does.
Never thought of that before, but it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's always
not the
hyperbole,
addiction, not necessarily
hyperbole.
addiction side of it, but yeah, I mean, it's the whole, it's the I don't know, it's like an unconscious thing with fiat and inflationary money that people don't realise, is that I guess when you're gambling money, you're doing it, you're rolling a dice to try to get more, but you don't necessarily value what you've got.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about the not valuing what you've got.
No.
That's some.
It's just not there. It's not in you. But like something like Bitcoin, like us, we don't want to spend sats on things now because we know. Well, every sat you spend, you go, fuck, that's going to be worth this down the track. So,
That's it.
Yeah,
It's true, and but we have partied with sats. We have.
Oh, they said partied. I'm like,
Partied
I
with
haven't
sats,
done
yeah.
that yet. But
No, we
sounds
have.
good.
Yeah, that's
Oh, we
fun.
know. We totally have. We totally have.
So, but we only did it for something we actually genuinely really wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to support the person or people that were
Yes.
accepting it too.
Yeah.
So there's two reasons that and both of them are good reasons.
Do you know what? Actually, we're talking about $50. We're now trying to push $50. Imagine if it was $50 worth of Bitcoin.
Never
would we be as
No,
likely
leaving them in your car? No way.
or just like, yeah, okay, that's
What is
fine.
$50 of Bitcoin? What is that? Just
Oh, I don't know.
Must be like
I'm terrible at that.
150,000 sats.
Oh, maybe that's a lot.
Would you have left 50? Would you have posted 150,000 sats through my door?
Would you?
No, I mean, or just left it dangling from the car. Never. I was like, but that's interesting in itself, right?
Yeah. It's just conceptually, it's just a whole 180 on what money means. Like the whole thing with consumerism and people just buying and then replacing and tossing and buying a new one. Like, why would you keep doing that when what you're spending holds its value and keeps going up?
Because
over time.
That's it. Over time.
Oh, yeah.
You have to expand your horizons more than just next week, next month, next year.
But yeah. But when you've got that in your head as well, that you know that if you spent $200 on or $500 on an Apple Watch now.
Well, that's that. What's that website?
Yeah.
Shit or Bitcoin or whatever. What was it called?
Oh, so good.
We'll remember.
Why'd you buy? I know the one.
It's like shit or Bitcoin.
If maybe.
Well,
It's basically if you bought Bitcoin instead of the one that gets me is the Toy Story 2 DVD. It's
what's it worth?
I don't know. It's ridiculous
Because it was like 2009 or something. Or
yeah.
or
Yeah.
10?
I don't know, but it's like $1 million, over $1 million or something
for a Toy Story DVD.
Yeah.
Toy Story DVD. Well, I mean, I've done it. Everybody who's done it,
I know.
Everybody who's spent Bitcoin more than 5 years ago or something has got that story. Every single person.
Yeah.
And even people who've done it, recently as well, where it was, not too long ago. It changes your. Was it just sediment in the wine? What is it? Brendo's disappeared. You right? There's something
in the bottom of that thing.
Something in the wine.
No. Was there sugar in that glass?
No. Sugar? Why would you have sugar in a glass? Sorry, guys. Whilst he.
I gotta rinse this out.
All right. Okay.
I gotta rinse this out. Sorry.
Whilst he's away, natural gas prices in Europe. God, I feel way more exposed sitting here by myself. That's weird. Natural gas prices in Europe are now 20 times what they were. Am I right with that? Yeah, more than 20 times what they were in. Well, I guess it would be March 2020, so that's the bottom of COVID. But that's mental, right? Fix that door. Did you hear what I said? Natural gas prices in Germany.
Oh yeah.
In Europe, are 20 times what they were in March 2020. 20 times.
In Germany.
In Europe, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I said Germany, but I meant Europe.
So what's the thing with Russia, right? So you haven't tried to poison me, have you, for my sats? I don't know, like ricin.
I don't know what it is.
Sorry. Anyway. So Russia controls a lot of the gas. Do you know what kind of percentage they have or control? It's a large amount, yeah.
Gas usage from Russia in the UK is like 5%, but in I think maybe Austria is like 80%. So in different countries in Europe, different quantities of their gas comes now. Okay, mine isn't poison, so you keep drinking the poison.
That's right. Just wait.
Yeah. So different in different countries, but if you're in a country that's sort of 60, 70, 80% reliant on Russian gas.
So who is that? Do you know who is?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Hungary are pretty reliant on. So it's both Italy and I think maybe it was Denmark, because Europeans have said they're going to try and reduce consumption of gas by 15%. They were trying to make an agreement across the EU that was what they were going to do, but then. Italy and maybe it was Denmark said, well, hang on a second, we don't use any Russian gas, so why should we reduce our consumption when we don't get any from Russia? So there have been compromises all over the place, but I think like Hungary, Germany, Austria, possibly Poland, just thinking geographically, are high percentages of Russian gas. So
yeah.
Anybody who's doing it, and what's happening is if you can't get it through one source, you're having to buy it elsewhere. So if you're having to go to the world market, that's driving the prices up for everybody, even if you get gas from Russia or not. I mean, Putin is, we like him or loathe him, and just for the record, I loathe him, but he's smart. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And also, like, if somebody says, if you're holding X million in US treasuries, and all of a sudden it's just stolen from you, then, and I think it's entirely reasonable to say, okay, well, I have gas. If you want to buy it, you buy it in my currency. I think that's an entirely reasonable thing from Putin. But what that does to people is not necessarily reason. But you could put the argument that he's done it in summer to try and give people a heads up. I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuse for Putin, but it's the middle of summer. Like, this is the problem now, guys. Maybe
look forward.
It gets colder in the winter. Have you seen it? Have you heard about it? I think Western Europe is in dire straits coming into this winter.
Into winter, yeah.
Unless there is some sort of deal brokered with Russia. I don't know what that would be, but it's not great.
There's another thing I saw. I think it might have been today. Spain, I think, putting in some public order that air conditioners can't go below us.
Or they can't be turned on if the heat's
certain
get to a
certain temperature or something.
Well, then also I said this to you before. I think that they can't. They also, the advice from the Prime Minister is take off your tie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wow,
amazing.
That's actual advice.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, Spain orders public places to set air conditioning no lower than 27 degrees Celsius.
27.
27. So in summer, 27. That's not that cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's an ESG thing, I suppose.
Well, it will be part ESG.
Oh, energy, but
it's part ESG and part usage of mostly usage of gas.
Yeah, but I think they're oh, maybe not. I thought it might be like a ESG kind of framing to say we're saving.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure they could do The real reason will be the shortage, and the fake reason will be ESG.
Yeah.
I do have some good news. This is
oh good.
Sorry.
Thank fuck.
So, unprompted, I had a call with my dad today, and unprompted, he said to me, "I think I need to buy more Bitcoin."
Really,
that happened today. That was quite exciting.
Did you like go holy fuck in your mind and then just go keep
I
calm?
was like, oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I just doxed you.
Maybe you should.
I just doxed you.
What did you say?
I just said keep calm. Beep.
Okay. What time is that?
45 minutes.
There you can beep that. 1,000 sats. Yeah, but that's what that happened. That's good, right?
So what'd you do? What'd you say?
Well, that's
Daddy, I'm so proud.
yeah. I did feel proud. But that's the good. So that's the good news. So
the bad news, it was BSV.
So my dad has some Bitcoin, but the vast majority of the Bitcoin that my dad has, I hold.
Yeah.
Right. The Bitcoin that he himself has bought, he holds on the exchange. Right. It's not a huge amount of value and whatever. But anyway, I've tried to. But what I was trying to explain to him today was, if you have Bitcoin on exchange, if you have £100, so he's Scotland, if you have £100 in the world, and £50 is under your mattress, £50 is with the Royal Bank of Scotland, let's say, because that's where it is. Sorry, that Doxx. The £50 under your mattress, you're solely responsible for that. You're responsible for the flood, the fire, the theft, somebody stealing it from the house, blah blah blah. You're fully responsible for that £50. But the £50 with the bank is, it's you've got a claim on the money at the bank, and even the money at the bank we know it's not there because the system is a fractional reserve system, so we know that money isn't in the bank, right? That's the system. Anyway, but you may trust the bank because there's government protection schemes, blah blah blah. So I was like, so that's a third party. So I'm sort of trying to explain the difference. So the Bitcoin that you hold, that I hold on your behalf, I'm the third party, I guess, to him there, but he's, there's a trust relationship there that we're happy with. But the Bitcoin that you're holding with the Bitcoin only exchange is sitting with the exchange. So essentially they are the bank in that scenario, right? So do you trust that Bitcoin only exchange the same amount as you trust the Royal Bank of Scotland, right? And the answer there should be no, because that's just sensible. I'm not saying they're bad guys; they're good. I'm sure they're good guys, but there is, it's harder to it's harder for the Royal Bank of Scotland to go bust than it is for a Bitcoin only exchange to go bust right now.
Yes.
But he said, so what do I do? I was like, well, you have to.
And then you went, oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, well, firstly, we have to, okay, you want to buy some more Bitcoin. That's an okay way to buy Bitcoin for you. That's a good way. But we need to then start to talk about bringing it off into your own custody. And then I went into public and private keys, and I was like,
and then you lost him.
Well, no, because we can kind of do this, because I was like, so when you have your bank account, you have a bank account number. You have you can give that bank account number to anybody, and anybody can send you money, but they can't take your money. But you also have a whatever, you got a login and a password. And the login and the password essentially your private key that you would never give anybody that, because then anybody could just come in and take it. So it's like, that's all really Bitcoin
That's
is.
a good way of putting it.
That's all it is. Really. That is public private key. Now, the level of security in the Bitcoin is way greater than in your bank, but it's the same principle. So no, he understood that, and he was like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, well, and then you can go to potentially like to a wallet, a hot wallet.
He has to go there first.
I think so.
Yeah.
But because and then potentially beyond that, you go to maybe some cold storage of some description, and then you become the guy who's got £50 underneath your mattress, and you have to learn to look after the £50 underneath your mattress, and there's no policeman or government or banker that's coming to save you if you screw that up.
Yeah.
So get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So it's stage by stage by
Good.
stage.
That's good. So,
but he said to me,
yeah,
I think I need to buy more Bitcoin.
So, did you probe him to ask, like, what led to that? Like what made him kind of go, all right, I think I need to talk to Hats. I almost said your name again. You know what I mean? Like, was there a guy at the pub? Like, what? He's obviously been thinking about it for a while, or you're just in his ear so much that he's kind of worn down?
I think... I think the reason he owns Bitcoin at all is because he's a good dude, and he's like my dad, and he's wanting to be supportive of something I'm enthusiastic about. Right? He doesn't really care in that sense. In that sense, he doesn't see a problem. He's not facing a problem personally. So why he does? One of these guys who there's no problem. So why would I have to fix something that isn't a problem? But at the same token, has been supportive of his son, right? So. So that's the reason he owns Bitcoin at all, just so he can be a part of the conversation, I guess. But being part of the conversation, you start talking about the conversation, right? And there have now been, and this goes back to your point, Bitcoiners just keep saying things and they just keep turning out to be true.
Yes.
Right? And I'm just one of these Bitcoiners who've either come up with something myself or more likely just repeated something I've heard agree with from somebody else.
Yes.
And so I think he is now noticing, yeah, you said this was going to happen.
And it's happened.
And this has happened.
Yes.
You said, oh yeah, you said that was going to happen. Oh, that's happened also.
Yeah.
And he's not an idiot. He's like, well, if that's true, I think some of the things that you're talking about may have some value in the future. So maybe just on the off chance, maybe you should just have some just in case.
And that's got to be a nice feeling.
It's a great feeling.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to you to go, yes.
No, yeah, not at all.
When I'm right.
No. I don't.
Vindicated.
I genuinely don't care about that. But I do care that my dad is now seeing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah. I don't. Oh, also, he's a very political man. So, I don't. The Brits just now will be looking at a leadership tussle in the UK with Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. And going, oh my God, is this genuinely the best options that we have? And clearly it wasn't, and Boris wasn't, and all the ones that came before. But people, more and more people are seeing that this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there is this other thing over here, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that and I see what you see, and I'm laughing too, but I'm living over here.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that, and it's no interest to me anymore.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's nice to see anybody. It doesn't have to be my dad. It's lovely that it is.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about
anyone
just kind of having their eyes.
Or the chick you talked about last week that
all of that.
Got
It's all the same
all
feeling.
That's awesome.
It's all the same feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's just you feel like you're helping or something. I don't know. I don't know what you feel. Well, what's the latest with your neighbour? Any latest?
No, they've gone quiet. I don't know if I've just
frightened them a little bit.
Frightened them too much with an overload of information, but
that's okay.
But they are like this. The current system has worked so well for them, so they're in no rush.
Same as my dad.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
But maybe that's like I've heard a lot of guys speaking about before, is the touch the touch points. How many do you need? Sort of on the third one, you sort of you've said it like. The year 2000, you said earlier, I was aware 2010, 2011, and then maybe there was somebody mentioned it, and then I mentioned it once or something, and then eventually on the fourth one, you're like, oh, what is it?
Yeah.
So maybe that was the first touch point for your neighbour,
Totally.
and maybe you have to wait for
And again,
two others, and then they'll come back to you.
and again, I'm their guy. If they decide, I'm their guy.
But if you start pushing it on them,
Oh no, yeah, no.
if it becomes I mean, I've said this to other people, but like, I think because we're not going through any. That's really wrong, but like, there's no major breakdown here yet, right? Major breakdown that people are like, oh my god, I need to get out of the currency. Like normal people are saying that I need to get out of the currency now.
Yeah.
The day that happens, everybody you've mentioned to is queuing outside your door, right?
Yeah.
To go, oh my god, help.
Yeah.
It's wild, right?
We'll be busy.
I'm going to be busy.
We'll need to start like a lemonade stand.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Top of the hill. That's what you call it. Top of the hill lemonade.
All right, you got anything else? Because we've actually possibly ending on a nice note rather than all the depressing shit that we've been talking about.
Can we say anything about your sister?
In what way?
There's a little video. Can we talk about that or not?
That we sent her?
Yeah.
Sure, go for it.
Well, do you have it to hand? The message. This is sorry. I should have asked you this before. If you don't want to talk about it, that's okay.
I'm happy to. I don't know where you're going with it, but I'm happy to.
The message that she sent, her review.
Oh, that one. You want that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do that for sure.
But if you don't want, like.
Hey,
if your sister wouldn't like it, don't do it. She wouldn't like it.
Fuck her. Should be right. Okay. You know what I have to search? Your mate. Here we go. So you want me to read what she...
you tell me.
All right.
Hang on, let me just brace myself again.
Okay,
braced.
So I've been obviously harping at my sister for so long, and I love her, but she can be a pain in the ass. Anyway, so I said something about... Oh, no, yeah, okay, so she's listened to a couple of episodes, right? And she's not into it, and I've tried, but I think she just does it to hear me or something, I don't know. So I said, you should come on the pod. And then she replied, no interest. And then a few minutes later, I got, honestly though, and
go on, I'm fine.
I know, people are going to laugh at this because I'm not what she says I am and you're not what she says you are. Anyway, honestly though, you are good at picking out points and asking questions. I wouldn't say your mate is. He kind of just rants about what he thinks and agrees with whatever the guest's comments are that mirror his own. Never questions anything. You do.
I mean, some of it I identify with.
Did I send you her reply? Because I sent. Do you want me to play the video that we played her, or we sent her?
Oh, if you've got it, yeah. I don't remember what we said.
Hang on, I got to start from the start.
Can we bully her onto this podcast?
Well, if she's going to listen, okay. Here it is.
It's me. Hi. My name is Stacking Hats. I hear you're not a fan. I think you should come on our podcast and we should discuss it. What do you reckon? I'm up for it. Are you? Look enough. Bitch.
Yeah.
And I doxed her then, so
yeah, we'll have to beat that.
So that's 2,000 for me.
I think I have to. I think there's elements in there that I need to pay attention to.
No, I don't think you do. Like, don't change anything.
No, but I
did you lose sleep over that?
No, not at all. No, it was funny. No, it's cool. How many times do I have to say that before you're kidding?
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
No,
cool.
fine, no problem at all. What are you talking about? It's no problem. No problem at all. No, it's fine.
She's she's clearly biased.
But I do talk over you. I do talk over the guests sometimes, and I hate it when because I listen to these back, right? Because when we put the pod out, you'd go wait to the audio, I go wait to the text, and I have to listen to it back so I can do the text. And I can't. I hate it. I hate listening to myself back.
I don't think you do though. And
no, I definitely do.
No. Okay, but so do I. I cut you off. Cut you off all the time. I think you said it as well. When you're making a serious point, I'll just kind of cut in with a joke.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
So I'm no different. And
you jumped into somebody recently on. Oh, you just got a fleshlight. I was like, I had a train of thought.
Oh, who was that?
I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't remember who that was, but No, like you, if you interject, you're very polite about it, and then you'll go, and then you'll come back and say, sorry, back to what you were saying. You're like, I think it works, man. What do you think, listeners? Should we change how we do it?
Yeah, just go on. I can take it. I probably can't take it, but go for the neck.
Yeah, go for the neck. Everyone goes for my neck. And they will continue to. So
because genuinely,
don't. Hats is more fragile.
Snowflake, proper snowflake. If we're gonna keep doing this, if genuinely, that's a serious point. If we're gonna keep doing this, we need to get a bit better.
Okay,
because it's getting better everywhere, right? Genuinely, it's getting better. There's some good podcasts out there that. So if we're gonna keep doing this, and this is gonna continue to be valuable for people, anybody out there who's still, yeah.
All right, well, let's ask.
Go for the neck. Both of us, just go.
Tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us how shit we are and what we need to do. Tell us if we need to stop and not bother, like quit.
Yeah, go on.
You know what I mean?
You want us to quit? Tell us to quit. We got enough quits, we'll quit. Many's enough quits. They're gonna.
All right, and on that note,
see you people. Love you loads.